What's up everyone? I have a special video for you today, and you can probably guess by the thumbnail and the half an hour duration, but we are going to be doing a 200 5 of a kind special. So if you don't know, I've been doing 5 of a kind for the longest time ever, and this video is the 205 of a kind video that I have completed on the channel. So I'm super thankful for this support, especially recently I've been seeing a lot of channel growth, so that makes me very pleased. And we are going to be doing a 15 of a kind to celebrate all of this. So the idea is going to be get 3 5 of a kinds consecutively, and they have to be with the same animal. And you can probably guess from yesterday's video which animal I'm going to use. I'm going to be taking this sauropod with me because I'm super pleased with its performance, especially when combined with the elephant seal. I did get a suggestion relatively recently, and the suggestion was something along the lines of do a 25 of a kind, the 5 of a kind, 5 of a kind, which I think is a little bit too much for me at this stage, but I might try that in the future. For now we're doing a 15 of a kind though, and that was already difficult enough to complete. I have several failed attempts which I will upload for members. I believe I have one 10 of a kind completed, so yeah, that's what I will be posting up for members, showing them some extra love and support because I'm super happy that they showed it to me. But for now let's focus on the run a little bit, and you can see the strategy that I'm going to employ. We have a level 3 chipmunk very early on, and I believe I'm going to put a rice on it relatively soon. This strategy is the same as always. We try to preserve as much gold as possible, and then we can try to maybe transition into a triple level up on turn 9, hopefully into double elephant seal plus a sauropod, or double sauropod plus an elephant seal, or some combination like that. That would always work. But yeah, because here we're running a 4 squad and we very luckily managed to level up into a llama, we take that. The owl is going to provide some extra gold and extra stats, which is going to be coming clutch, I believe. Let's take a look at if we do well here. I am not sure if I should level here, but I guess I do. I think it's a good choice ultimately because the owl is going to provide more gold and more stats, so that is going to make it easier for us to get a level up on perhaps the llama. We can also even buy some canned food next turn. The higher attack you can get onto the sauropod initially, the easier it's going to be, I believe, because the sauropod starts out as a 412, so it has a lot of HP, but its attack is not nearly as good as it should be for a tier 6 unit. So buying some cans, I believe, is highly beneficial, and that's what we're hopefully going to do. I try to have a level 3 owl as well, because that's going to be super useful to have an extra level up prepared. But you can see we find some canned food, so we freeze it. We didn't have the gold necessary for us to buy it on this turn. But next turn, after we sell the mouse especially, we are going to have lots of gold that we can work with. And thankfully we keep winning. Like, at this point in the game we are like super hard greeding. The only scaling that we have is the mouse and the shrimp, so having some extra wins is super nice to have. The transition is going to be relatively painful, as it is always, but yeah, I think we're going to be alright because we preserved so many hearts. Like, even if we were at 3 hearts instead of 4, I think we would have been alright, but thankfully we do continue winning here. Another challenge of getting the 15 of a kind was like obviously the consistency, but part of that consistency is lost when you win too easily or too early, so you don't have time to find the 5 of a kind that you need. And because it's a 15 of a kind, you are set on the specific 5 of a kind in mind. So like, if I get presented with 25 T-Rexes or something, I'm not going to take it because I'm focusing on the sauropod. As we win here once again, we're getting kind of to a dangerous spot. We have a lot of wins, which is not perfect, but thankfully we do level up into a sauropod, and we do have also another level up to work with, which I'm going to take, and it's an elephant seal, so very nice combination there. We are going to be taking both of these. It's kind of a difficult question of what you want to sell. Everything on the team is useful. Maybe we sell the shrimp, but if we also want to receive the level 3 mouse, we have to sell something else as well, which might be the chipmunk or might be the llama. I guess I'm taking the llama there. Yeah, we're pretty nicely set up. The sauropod is a 917, so we have bought a lot of cans, which is very nice to see. Actually, I think we also gave it an apple, that's why it has such high stats, but whatever the case, thankfully here we lose. That was a very important loss there, as we find yet another sauropod in shop. So yep, we are going to have two. I'm taking a look at the anglerfish in case people are running the sauropod. The chipmunk didn't get to fulfill its purpose with the rice, but thankfully we can sell it for triple cheap perk for the elephant seal. That will ensure us having massive scaling. You can see I'm thinking about it right here, but I would rather have elephant seal buff 3 sauropods. Unfortunately here I don't believe we have a choice, so I just take it. And we're probably going to roll into a third sauropod pretty soon, knowing my luck. Nope, I guess not, but a chocolate on this sauropod is also pretty nice. Getting a lot of gold for a troubles is also something big that this run has advantage of over other 5 of a kinds. Here I believe we'll be fine, we have sufficient stats. Actually the math was bad there and we end up drawing, but we are not complaining at all because a draw is more opportunity for us to find more sauropods. And as we level up into a level 2 sauropod, unfortunately from the level up we don't find yet another one. But we do find the third one and we get a second level 2, so maybe we get another sauropod from this level up. Unfortunately still no. But yeah, every turn we'll have a lot of gold to work with. Both of the level 2s are going to provide 6 gold and the level 1 is going to provide 3 more on top. So 19 gold a turn, which is crazy to think about, and we even haven't included the last 2 sauropods onto the team yet. But yeah, I don't think we're losing, I think we're very solid here. Unfortunately we don't have the space for the mouse to spawn from the owl, but at this point we're only keeping the owl because of its good stats, and it didn't even get to attack there, so that should speak volumes as to how well our team is doing. We roll into the 4th sauropod here, so we can start buffing 4 of them up at the same time, getting lots of gold for our troubles, and we find the 5th one immediately, so I can go full on greedy with this setup. I'm buying so many rices. We are going to want some equipment on the sauropods as well, but at this stage in the game it's only turn 13, so we can win just with the sheer amount of stats that we do have. And yeah, we're going to be approaching victory very quickly. This is going to be the first 5 of a kind. Let's first take a look at the enemy team. They weaken us, but like weakness on a team with no equipment, and that is almost 50-50, doesn't really matter. So we just continue scaling here. Sauropods are going to generate even more gold. How much is that? That's 6 plus 6, so that is actually 6 plus 6 plus another 6, so if that's correct, my calculations, I believe we're generating 18 gold. So yeah, we're having a very easy time here. We even have the 5 of a kind in the shop, so we don't have to worry about anything. Just winning, which is going to be a piece of cake, presumably. Yep, this team is synergistic with the toy, but unfortunately they do not have the stats even with the TV triggering, so we end up winning easily. And as we put some equipment on the sauropods, I believe we're going to have a great time. I'm even leveling up the 14th position to level 2 and get another one from the level up, so we could even have a 6 of a kind if the shop allowed for it. But yeah, I think it's no debate that this team is winning, and pretty comfortably. You can see I have 3 hearts to spare. So yeah, let's just set up one final time and we can sell the elephant seal for the final sauropod. I actually think I might even put the lemon or the pie onto the final sauropod for some extra stats. So yeah, this is going to be the first 5 of a kind. pretty easy as you can see, but we have 2 more to go, so it's not simple at all. And our opponent is actually giving us some trouble right there, taking out our 2 strongest units, but thankfully we have 2 more strong ones that can clean up. And yeah, this is the 5 of a kind. Let's return to menu, show that the run did in fact happen. We go to the replays, you can see right here. I even have a 5 of a kind mantis shrimp that I have most likely uploaded already. But yeah, we're hopping into the game, we're starting off once again. And honestly, I think the trick is just saving as many level ups as possible into the turn 9. And preserving hearts obviously, because you need that for the smooth transition. Here we go for a gecko build. Last time we did an owl build, but this time we can maybe go for a big gecko with a hatching chick as well as a lemur for the garlic. Thankfully we don't lose twice out of the opening, which is super unfortunate when it happens, especially when you have a strong team like this. We level up into a puppy, so we take that. It even renews the toy for the gecko, so we don't have to worry about getting another toy for 2 more turns. And yeah, we're going to have another level up next turn in the gecko. Hopefully we find hatching chick. My love for hatching chick truly shows right now. And because of the very beneficial math, we end up winning there. As I said before, we don't really want to be winning too much too early, as we are going to freeze this puppy. We're going to take it next turn to renew the toy. We want the oven mitts to break first in order to get the lasagna. This time the math was unfortunate, but we end up winning regardless because the puppy has very good stats. And we also find the garlic in shop, so we're going to have a very beefy gecko. Do I take the garlic? Yeah, indeed I do. It's very important for us to survive. We can put rice on the units later, but first priority is surviving, second priority is... I forgot what I was going to say, but there was a second priority over putting rice on stuff. Oh yeah, it's securing the level ups, obviously, duh. We want the level ups first, then we can take care of the rice. And you can see I'm kind of doing things in a mixed order, and getting a hatching chick right there is making it pretty easy for us that we win. Hopefully we do, we should be. They have a pretty big frigate bird, but because of the garlic we actually draw there. Very clutch. And we still have 5 hearts, so I believe at this point we can start greeding a little bit by starting to put stuff onto the units, rice. We take a level up prematurely because we want the toy to be active for the gecko. And as well as that, the puppy is kind of synergistic with the sauropod because the lasagnas are going to be free, and when the sauropod is on the team, they're actually going to generate gold for us. So I think it's a pretty nice benefit to have. As we get yet another draw because of the hoopoe bird, definitely the MVP of this game. As we level up, or not level up, put rice on the stuff. We have 2 level ups prepared. You can see I'm even hesitating to put yet another hatching chick on the team, but there's really no need for that. Unfortunately we only have 2 rice. I was hoping for a third one on either the hatching chick or the hoopoe. Unfortunately there we lose, but we do have a lot of hearts, so we don't have to worry about not being alright. We are very solid right now, so we can transition safely. Let's take a look at the levels. First one is a sauropod, very thankfully. So we sell puppy for that. And we take the sauropod immediately. We also have double chocolate frozen, so we can level up the sauropod if we want to. And yeah, we do level up into yet another one, so we'll take that too. The beaver buff doesn't land on the sauropod, which is kind of unfortunate, but I'm sure we'll be fine. As we get the third level up of the turn, and it turns out to be a T-Rex. Not as good as an elephant seal, but I think a T-Rex is still pretty decent for scaling. And I'm rather going to focus on leveling up the sauropods rather than the T-Rex. T-Rex will most likely go because we really want an elephant seal with this team. Question is, do we win right here though? We can afford a loss or two, but I would like to keep winning if at all possible. And it looks pretty dire with the big panther that they have, with the big chili as well. Doubled effect or even tripled if that was level 2, I don't really remember. But thankfully we do get the elephant seal right here, so we're going to sell something for it, maybe the hatching chick or the gecko. I'm hesitating right here because I want to level up the gecko in hopes of finding yet another sauropod. Let's see if that happens, I don't really remember, but for now I'm just putting some equipment on the sauropods. Leveling up the elephant seal is also very important as we level up into yet another sauropod, so even if we don't get a gecko, I think either T-Rex or the gecko can go next turn, we'll be completely fine. Do we win here? I think we will, yup. Elephant seal is there to claim the victory for us. And this run, I must say, has gone a lot better than the previous ones. All of the levels that we got in the last two turns were super beneficial for the team, and we got lots of chocolates as well, so we can just pop off with scaling. Let's take a look at if we find yet another sauropod right here. I've made a little rule for myself that if I get 3 sauropods on the team, I am free to scale a little bit. Because like it's very unlikely that by turn 11 you have like 4 sauropods on the team, so you just need the stats to be stable for now, and then you can focus on getting the 5 of a kind. They got an sauropod from the eagle. Unfortunately that's not good enough for us to angle it, they need to have a sauropod on the team originally. But it's no big deal, we have the gold necessary for us to be finding more sauropods. I'm even going to do the same strategy as the last run, trying to level up into a sauropod, but I don't think it's going to be necessary anymore as we level up into double sauropod right here, and we have equipment on the front 3 already. I think this is basically my perfect equipment setup. I really like the second in position having lemon instead of melon, because it's very nice to have against people who are doing chili strats. And now we're free to scale, and I think we'll be fine. Getting so much equipment or so many chocolates so early is just very strong. I don't think our opponents can even compete. We can level up the third sauropod to level 2 for the 6 gold that it's going to give us. Do we start working on the fourth one, getting to level 2? Yeah, indeed we do. I don't think it's at all necessary, but it's just nice to look at. And yeah, we will get it to level 2 next turn, that's hilarious. Let's take a look at if we win here, we must. Thankfully they had pretty anti-synergy there with the mantis shrimp and the raccoon. That could have been very scary if the raccoon stole both of the frontline equipment from the front 2 sauropod there, but thankfully that didn't happen. We are going to be alright here. We are going to continue scaling, maybe get the 14th position to 50-50 by the end of next turn, who knows. We are getting pretty close already, the HP is in the 40s. If we are luckier though, I think we get quite unlucky with the shop foods. We are not rolling as many perks, but it's fine. And yeah, we'll definitely be fine. It's not even a worry, but it's nice to have a 4 units be at 50-50. It's just pretty aesthetically pleasing, which is half of the reason I play this game anymore. So let's take a look at if we get the 14th position to 50-50. It's basically the only thing we can improve the team with at this point. And we are going to get pretty close, surely. Yep, HP is at 50. Yeah, we'll definitely get it to 50-50 now that I look at it. We only need a single apple and we're good. A lasagna can also work if I decide to take that. I choose to take the lemon instead, so we can put the lasagna on the 15th position. And yeah, this is going to be yet another comfortable victory with 3 hearts remaining. So let's take a look at the final round here. Level 3 elephant seal that gets to eat a lot, and they are running a sauropod of their own, but thankfully we don't have to worry, we win comfortably there. And in a second I'm going to show off my 10 of a kind that I just got. History, replays, and you can see no splices have been done, the runs have been made consecutively, and we're hopping back in for the final one. So yeah, I think this was the one that I was struggling with the most, even though the start is pretty decent. We are highly susceptible to opposing tennis balls, which thankfully they don't have, but they do have a honey, which they win by, unfortunately enough. Now we take a tennis ball, so maybe we get to win the second time. Pretty unlucky with the shop rolls, but at least we do find triple gecko. And once again we're susceptible to tennis balls, but we can be alright. Yeah, we even win there because they had 1 HP units of their own. And yeah, I think we're going to be doing something pretty similar to last run as we find double lemur in shop. Actually, it looks like we are going to do a combination of the first two runs. We are going to be doing big gecko with lemur, but we are also going to be doing an owl for the extra stats and gold, which is super nice to see. I've been playing a lot more owl now that it's a 4-4, I believe it's worth taking. Unfortunately here we lose because their ladybug was absolutely massive, but it's no big deal. We are going to level up hopefully into a hatching chick. Sadly no, but we do find a pangolin with pill already in the shop, so we are going to have a huge gecko, I was going to call it lizard there for a second, and a level 2 garlic press, so the lemur is getting garlic as well. And you can see this team has absolutely nothing on us, they can't even wipe out the front line. Hopefully we get to keep at this until the turn 9 comes, so that we can transition smoothly. I take a level here. Honestly, I'm just taking levels so early on because I can't really take them on turn 7, because then I'll be preparing for level ups on turn 9. Sadly we got nothing useful, but I think we'll be fine. Our opponent is grading as well with the sturgeon plus the rice on multiple units, so thankfully we win there. And yeah, let's continue looking for levels. It's basically all that we need. Levels, rice and level ups. As we are going to refresh the toy right there. I was hoping for a lemur, but I can't really pray that I get a lemur, especially if I'm going to be getting greedy going for the level up preparation. And yeah, hopefully we're alright even without the garlic. It seems like we might be up. The gecko does faint in the process, but there are 3 more units to claim the victory right there, so it's alright. Some rice in the shop, so we're going to definitely take that, I believe, yup. Even though I played this run like a month ago, I have still some fuzzy memory of what happened, so I'm very glad to see that my memory hasn't gone crazy just yet. Let's take a look at this fight. It's going to be pretty scary once again. Maybe it would have been scarier if their beta was at level 3 and had garlic instead of the meat bomb, but thankfully we went there. We need to reset the toy once again, because otherwise the gecko is not going to get 4 extra HP, so we buy sell the puppy. And it looks like we'll only have a single level up to work with next turn, which is kind of unfortunate. We could have had a level 3 gecko as well if we got a little bit luckier. And they have a level 3 caterpillar there, which is super scary, but thankfully we do draw, still preserving 4 hearts until the end game. But sadly this time we get nothing good from level ups. Like if the first one was moderate luck, the second run was good luck, this one was definitely unlucky. I was struggling a lot with this one, and you'll see later on what I mean. I'm just struggling to make this over the line. We got, what was it? I think it was mongoose plus anglerfish, as our opponent is actually running a secretary bot on their team, which I'm not playing against top pack, so this was definitely a puppy pack player. As we take another level here, let's take a look at what it's going to be. And thankfully this time it's a sauropod, so we get to take it. We even have some free food to give it. in the lasagna and some discounted in the apple. Yeah, we're going to have gold to buy everything, which is nice to see. Is it worth selling something for the owl? I guess I decide that it is, but it's actually a pretty tricky question because all of the units that I have also have rice, so they sell for more than usual. Ideally, I would want to sell everything on turn 11 when I can find more sauropods and elephant seals in the shop, but I guess I do make space for the owl, and we're going to be losing here. So yeah, we're in a very scary spot with only 2 hearts remaining. We only have 1 sauropod on the team and no easy way to scale it. So we do find an elephant seal at least, so we just take that immediately. We're going to need some more help though. Elephant seal needs to be at least level 2 for it to be effective. So yep, we're going to take that. I was looking at the anglerfish there for a second just to make sure that their opponent did not have a sauropod that I could have stolen. I'm thinking about a melon right there, but I guess there's no need for that. We don't have money for the chocolate. You can see I'm already exhausted from the long runs. This has been 26 minutes into the recording, so I have been playing for a long time as well, so I guess it's natural for mistakes to happen. Do we win here is the question. If we win or draw, we have a very good chance of stabilizing with an elephant seal at level 2 plus triple sauropod. And thankfully, the game is generous to us and gives us a win by 2 HP right there, so we can just transition into the third sauropod. The gecko is at level 3, so it's going to sell for a lot of gold. We're going to have enough time to pivot into the final 2 sauropods, hopefully, if we find them relatively soon in the shop. We do find an elephant seal, but I don't believe we need it at level 3. Hopefully we'll keep winning. It's kinda scary still. This is another whale shark team. I'm actually curious if this was the same one from last time, but I guess you'll tell me in the comments. I wasn't paying attention right there. The sauropods are also level 1. Now that I'm going to make this sauropod level 2, I believe it's going to be a bit easier to generate gold and find the rest of the sauropods that we need. Unfortunately, we didn't level into 1, and you can see I'm starting to get a little bit worried, passing up perks just to make sure that I have the 5 of a kind online. I must say the stress was really piling up at this moment. We have not the strongest team ever, but we also don't have the 5 of a kind completed, so we just need to fight on 2 fronts, making sure that the 5 of a kind is there and that it's strong. I believe we're going to lose here, yeah. And at this point I was super stressed, only on a single heart remaining and we don't have all of the sauropods that we need. Hopefully after this level up we find the 4th one, and indeed we do. We have to sell a 40 attack unit to make it happen, but it's worth it for the 15 of a kind. As we find the 5th one in the shop as well, so we have the 5 of a kind secured at the very least. I can go all out scaling now, and hopefully we don't face a 2 counter of a team to us, so that we manage to win. Let's take a look at how we do right here. It's going to be an easy win, even though they have a Panther with Melon which blocks 40 damage, even at level 1. But we did have the sufficient stats to beat them, so we continue scaling right here. I don't know if we can get the team to 50-50 this time around, but we are going to try for sure. We're generating lots of gold, so that's at least a very big plus. The 3rd in position is almost at 50-50, it's at 45-50, so maybe we get it to 50-50. 4th in position is definitely not getting there, so you can tell this is a weaker team than last time, as we face Bucky Beaver right here, by the way, who is a member of the channel. And yeah, this is going to be the final turn, as we scale up the team for one final time and find 2 more sauropods in the shop. Seeing Bucky Beaver there reminded me to remind you guys that I'm going to be posting a 10 of a kind sauropod in the members only section, so if you're interested in seeing that, you can become a member to the channel. And yeah, we're just going to get some final scaling right here, actually getting pretty close to 50-50 on the 14th position, which is kind of surprising to me. I decide to give it 2 more attack maybe, yeah, with the pancakes, and we sell for the last sauropod, and this is going to be it. I really hope you enjoyed. This was one heck of a challenge to undertake, but I'm so glad that I got it over the line. If you did enjoy, I hope that you like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.